Okay, friends, I had quite a few people ask me how I do my budget. And you have to realize that I have been tweaking this even to this day. I've been doing this for a couple years, but let me just try to show you in the most simplest form, because that's how my brain works. So I purchased the budget by paycheck PDF forms from the Budget Mom. And I think they're really cute and whatnot, but they're very practical. So I have budget envelopes. These are extras. I have my highlighters, and then basically, I read through this years ago, but of course it's April, so it says, "Dear Future, I am ready." So basically, what I do is um, I kind of modified it just for me, and that's what I definitely suggest. You're going to get bits and pieces. Like I've got bits and pieces from Financial Peace University, The Budget Mom, Rachel Cruz, just all of the different podcasts and whatnot that I've paid attention to. So anyhow, I will tell you what I do. So I have one sheet that is actually my income. So I get a phone stipend at the first of the month, and I get paid bi-weekly every 2 weeks. And then this particular week, I'm going to house sit. So this indicates where money is coming in. If I get any extra or anything else, it's going to go in a separate envelope. And that's going to be cushion or savings, or, I'm sure I'll find something to do with that. But what I'm trying to do now is just really be disciplined and have money in my envelopes like I did before I lost my job. So anyhow, this is my income that's coming in. I already know this is what's coming in. And then I remember when I first started doing this a few years ago, my bills were like sporadic all over the place. And I finally got it to where they're due on the 7th, due on the 15th. And basically, I love it. I got everything on the right-hand side. And the only thing that's left is AAA, my insurance. For some reason, I think when Julia set it up, I thought when we got there, I had told them the 15th, but they always do it on the 10th. It's just so weird. But anyhow, so that's one of the things I would suggest is once you start writing everything down, you're going to see how it's just so much easier to call them and say, "Hey, can I make my payment on the 15th? Can we change it somehow, some way?" And then it just made it easier because, like I said, it was always also sporadic. So I like it clean like this, where it's like, yeah, on Fridays or the 1st or the 15th. Okay, so the paycheck budget tracker is basically, the paycheck by paycheck is, I know my first check that I get the first 2 weeks, because I get paid bi-weekly. So all of this is basically what I'm going to pay for those 2 weeks. So my inflow is, of course, RCD, the balance I had in my checking account before. I'm getting a phone stipend and house sitting money. So then I have my inflow. Then my fixed expenses, which is always going to be the same, the land, loft, storage, Adobe, AAA, and all my other little things that I have. And those are fixed expenses. I know for sure the 1st and the 15th. So remember the first 2 weeks, and then the amount. And then later when I do pay them, it's going to actually what the actual amount was. So that is my fixed expenses. Then you have here the variable expenses, which of course is food, gas, and then I have a miscellaneous fund. I know I'm weird. I have like 208 for my miscellaneous fund when gas is cheaper and the food is cheaper, but I kind of combine it, and I got to work on that. That's one of the things that I'm doing. And then the stuff that I need envelopes for, these are my sinking funds. I have a mom envelope. I have savings. I have a Christmas envelope, cushion, and miscellaneous too. So that's, the first 2 weeks. So then we're still within the first 2 weeks, and I'm going to make envelopes up when I get paid on the 15th, which I really get paid on the 12th. But anyhow, I know that envelopes, I need $600 worth of envelopes. And when I go to the bank or when I do a withdrawal, I just need $600 bills. So that's pretty much it. Money thoughts, which is cool. It's saying keep strong mindset, draw closer to God and His Word regarding money, like being better stewards of our money. And then my priority goal is stick to the envelopes, because I usually use my debit card. I love that, but for you to feel it and to feel the whole motion of getting the cash out, putting the cash, to pay a bill, or, to pay gas, and it's just to pay your food and whatnot with those envelopes. It's just psychologically, there's something about paying in cash. You're not going to spend as much. So then this here is actually the last half of the month. So my last 2 weeks, which are CD money and my house sitting money. I have a house sitting gig, which will bring $200. And so that'll be the amount there. And I have it at the end of the month where my expenses are just my tithing, the land, and the loft. And then, of course, those are fixed. And then I have my variable, which is food, gas, and miscellaneous. I have 2 mom envelopes because I pay weekly on that. And then a debt, $77. So basically, this is what I was going to tell you, is you want a zero-based budget. So my money's coming in, my money's going out. It has somewhere to go, hence where the sinking funds or the budget envelopes go. And you're always going to be at zero. And because your money, you're going to tell your money where to go. And then this is where the cash envelope breakdown is. I'm going to have $277 at the end of the month, and making sure that, here I'm going to have $200 bills I'm going to ask for, a 50, a 20, and so on. And what did I write here for those 2 weeks? Envelopes, not going over budget. Extra money goes in an envelope, because I tend to do that, someone owed me money, and it's like, oh, thanks, and I put it in my pocket, and then it's just so much easier to go spend. But no, this is where I'm talking about being disciplined, where I definitely have to stay disciplined. I'm going to, start over again and do that. And so that's still April. I mean, there's still so much to do. This is just the front half of April, because once you, tonight, I'm going to do my expense tracker, because this is going to tell you, this is kind of like writing out your statement. Handwritten, basically. I'm going to write down what I've spent, from the April 1st to today on here. Even though you have it in your bank statement, you still want to have that physical, awareness and just writing it down. And there's something about it, instead of everything being electronic, you're more emotionally tied to it, attached to it with writing it down. There's just studies have been shown. More expense trackers. Gosh, I hope I don't spend that much in a monthly thing where they give you so many. I guess it's for big families. There's also a debt payment plan that you can put down, monthly net worth tracker. Where did my money go? This is really cool, because everything is in a budget category. So then you can see, how much did I spend on my food bill? If I spent $821 month, I know that I want to go lower, and even $50 lower, $100 lower. And so it's really good to see where your money went and whatnot. This is really cute. They have cash envelopes that are teller slips that remember how back here I was saying, oh, I know that I only need, $600 bills to put in the envelopes, and that would be easy. But on some of them, if you have like $752 that you're going to put in your envelopes, you at least can put it down here and give it to the teller. So one of the things too, because this is going into after April, of course, is May, but this envelope, I already paid that. Like I paid that my mom envelope this week from here. Of all my bills, I've only paid this. And so this envelope is going into the May section. So that's it. I know it probably sounds so confusing and it sounds very detailed, but you have to figure out what works for you. Let me show you my envelopes that I have. Oops. Okay, wait, hold on one sec. All right, so I have my cushion, and this is what I talked about before, where I know I have to go back to this because I don't like living paycheck by paycheck, where I love paying my bills every 2 weeks, and being ahead of the game, but I'm not used to saying, oh, I'll buy that when I get paid. I haven't had that in my vocabulary in a long time. And it just kind of put that fear base in me when April came around, and I started having that mindset, and I don't want to go backwards. So anyhow, I have a cushion envelope, I have a savings envelope, a Christmas envelope, a mom envelope still, because I have to pay for some things for my mom. In fact, there's 3, so basically once a week. So remember how that other envelope, I already paid it, so that went into May. So I still have 3 envelopes of the mom envelope, and then my miscellaneous too. I'm very lenient with my envelopes, and I know I have to buckle down because I do miscellaneous 1 for the first 2 weeks, miscellaneous 2. And so I've got to review, like, what is my miscellaneous? I've got to really buckle down on that, but I will. It's time to buckle down, especially since I was laid off on my second job. And so, yeah, I'm starting to feel it. And so this is going to help me. Anyhow, I hope this was enlightening. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, anything, just let me know. Drop me a comment, or you can instant message me. But whenever I have more than 3 people asking me something, I go ahead and just do a video. So it just makes it so much easier. But that's it. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Love you. Thank you. And may you find whatever works for you. Don't just stick with one thing. Try to make it, catering it to how your head works and how your mind works with money. All right. Love you guys. Bye.